Good morning, friends. We are here for learning the surveying subject. We are talking about the unit number 1, introduction and the scale. And in the previous lecture, what we have seen? We have seen the primary division of the surveying, which is plane surveying and geodetic surveying. We have drawn this figure and we have completely understand the figure also. So what are the basic terminologies that we are going to use in the primary division of the surveying that you already learned in the previous lecture. Further, we have seen the different classification of the surveying based on the instruments, based on the methods we have used, based on the purposes, and finally classification of the surveying based on the nature and field. So this we have seen in the previous lecture. Now, due to your remedial exam schedule, we are shortening this lecture, okay? And let us see first of all what is the difference between plan and map. So these two words you have already heard about that, okay? So what exactly plan mean and what do you mean by map? Let us see in a point-wise manner, okay? So I can ask in an exam also. So what is the key difference between the plan and map? You need to write all these points, okay? So let us see what do you mean by plan. So this portion is for the plan and this is for the map. So before explaining these 4 points, above 4 points, I will explain directly example. So you will get the basic idea regarding the plan and map. So let us discuss a plan. So a plan is drawn for the small area. प्लान जो होता है वो छोटे एरिया के लिए बनाया जाता है, ठीक है? और मैप जो है वो बड़े एरिया यानी कि लार्ज एरिया के लिए बनाया जाता है, ठीक है? आपको ये 2 चीज याद रखनी है. पहली क्या है कि प्लान जो है वो छोटा एरिया के लिए होता है, ठीक है? एज कंपेयर टू द मैप एरिया. दिस 2 थिंग्स यू नीड टू रिमेंबर, ओके? And you need to remember the example so you will get the basic idea regarding the plan and map. So if you are talking about plan, there must be a small area, okay? So for example, plan of a house, plan of a bridge, okay? Similarly in case of map of Gujarat is a very large area as compared to your house, and a map of India. So you won't find a plan of India. Are you getting my point? आप जो है वो कभी भी इंडिया का प्लान नहीं देखेंगे, आप इंडिया का मैप ही देखेंगे. क्यों? क्योंकि इंडिया जो है वो लार्ज एरिया है, ठीक है? एज कम्पेयर टू योर हाउस, एज कम्पेयर टू योर ब्रिज. तो आप कभी भी आप अपने हाउस का मैप नहीं देखेंगे, आप प्लान देखते होंगे. क्या होगा? तो ये 2 की डिफरेंस है, ये आप याद रखिए. तो बाकी 4 जो है ऑटोमेटिक आपको याद रह जाएंगे. सो नाउ लेट अस डिस्कस रिमेनिंग 4. So for the plan, the graphical representation is called a plan if the scale is large. If your scale is large, your area will be small. That is the inverse relationship between the scale and area. So scale is inversely proportional to your area, okay? So if your scale is large, then definitely your area will be small. Vice versa. If your scale is small, definitely your area will be large. So you need to keep in mind that scale is inversely proportional to your area. So similarly in case of map, the graphical representation is called a map if the scale is small. A plan is drawn on a large scale, okay? Here you can see large scale. A map is drawn on a small scale, okay? Similarly, scale used for plan is 1 centimeter is equal to 10 meter. That means or less than 10 meter. So that is your large scale, okay? Here you can see the figure is small because area is small and you will get the large scale. Here you can see 1 centimeter is equal to 100 meter. Your scale is small because the here digit is very large, okay? So that you need to keep in mind. And finally, on a plan, generally horizontal distances and directions are shown, while in case of the map or topographical map, vertical distances are also shown by the contour lines. So these are the key difference between plan and maps. You need to remember this Okay. Now, just for your sake of your knowledge, what we are going to discuss in the next lecture, these two figures you need to remember so that we can identify the fundamental principles of the surveying. So, in the next lecture, we will discuss the fundamental principles of the surveying. Without this fundamental principle, surveying does not exist. Okay. So, let us read briefly so you will get the idea. So, first fundamental principles is the always work from the whole to the part. That means you need to divide the whole area into number of small parts and then you need to work out. Okay. And finally, second point, to locate a new station by at least 2 measurements from the fixed reference point. A surveying does not exist without a reference point or reference line. So, second principle explains us the importance of the reference line. So, to locate a new station by at least 2 measurement, we have 2 different kind of the measurement. One is angular measurement and second is distance measurement. Okay, that we are going to discuss in detail in the next lecture. So, till now you need to draw this figure in your notebook and try to remember these 2 lines in the figure. Thank you very much.